power hour. LSU. Boom!
All night long. Yes.
Let's freaking go! I am bringing nothing but the heat. Corey Raymond starting off hot. We talked about Jabari Antoine not too long ago. Obviously, he is somewhat involved in the Terry Bussey recruitment. Obviously, he would be a piece of that. That's been more of a collaborative effort with Blake Baker, Sherman Wilson, and, of course, the new safeties coach, Jake Olson. So I'm really excited about tomorrow. We don't know what Terry Bussey's going to do. I will probably go live directly after Terry Bussey's assignment. And we'll see where he decides to go tomorrow during the signing period. But I do want to talk about C-Ray. First month has been spectacular for him and the other defensive coaches, right? You get that first big commitment, and then if he gets hot, don't let Corey get hot when the recruiting trail gets picked up here. We get into 2025 and 2026, Corey Raymond could be back to his old self. This is his best defensive coordinator he's worked with over the past 5 years, right? At least since Dave Aranda. He has had a bad run of luck when it comes to the defensive coordinators he's worked with. There's no way he could have predicted that Ed Orgeron would do what he did the last couple seasons at LSU. And then Florida has just been an absolute mess. And now he's back in his own stomping grounds, and he's ready to prove people like myself wrong, right? There are people that are skeptical of Corey Raymond based on the last couple of seasons with the secondaries not being where he wanted them or where anyone would want them to be. And I am really looking forward to seeing what he's going to do. So first month in, good news, right? I think a lot of people are going to be waiting to see what the on-field results are going to look like because, of course, him as the secondary coach, there's a lot of fixing that needs to be done on that back end. So really pumped up about that. Also really pumped up to be with you on a glorious Tuesday. I want this to be crystal clear, all right? I do not know where Terry Bussey's going to go. I have no clue other than the fact that LSU feels really good about their position right now. This is going to sound crazy. I'm not going to talk too much about it tonight because, well, if he's announcing in less than 12 hours now or around 12 hours now, then what's the point, right? Other than me telling you it is 50-50. I'm giving LSU the slight edge because I'm an LSU fan. But objectively speaking, I'm just struck right down the middle on what he is going to do. So, as we always do, if you have a question and you want me to get straight to it, please super chat. I promise you it goes a long way. It helps me out. It helps you out. It helps this content that we create, this community we create out. And if you join our PHL Patreon tonight, you are definitely going to get a Joe Burrow card in the mail. And if you're a patron and you've not gotten your Burrow card in the mail, please hit me up. I'll happily send it. And that's one of the big benefits of being a part of our Patreon community. What I did this morning was I already started my Terry Bussey film study, and I released a piece of it on Patreon. The most ridiculous play I've seen from any recruit in the class of 2024 was made by Terry Bussey, and it didn't count. So if you go to patreon.com, I dug deep. I was looking for that one special play, and it stuck out to me, and you want to check it out, especially if you're a patron. You've already seen it. Go to patreon.com/LSU football if you love the extra film study content that we do. We shout out to Tony, LD88, Steven, Cole, a lot of our PHO regulars. Jason, is Terry our only target for tomorrow? Yes, when it comes to high school football recruiting, it is. And that's the next thing I want to bring up here. Man, tomorrow just sucks. It just sucks, right? Because, yes, it would be awesome if Terry Bussey commits to LSU. But, you know, this is going to be one of my good old days rants. The early signing period is so dumb. And we need to move everything back to February like it used to be. The way God intended. The way God wanted us to have a Bayou Bash. So there you go. Next thing. Okay. I have a lot of stuff I want to get to tonight. The spring dates have been released, and the most important spring date that you need to know about is the spring game. It will be April 13th. Okay. Once again, the spring game will be April 13th. All right. If you guys don't mind, go to the Power Hour LSU Facebook page. Please give it a like. We are past the halfway mark to 1,000 on Facebook likes and commentations. It's not even a word. But when you go to the Power Hour Facebook page, you can see all the spring football dates. That is facebook.com/Power Hour LSU. And bang, there are your spring football dates for you. March 5th, 7th, 8th, 19th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 26th, and 28th. Also, April 2nd, 4th, 6th, 9th, 11th, and the spring game on the 13th. And these are the key spring football dates for you. The first spring date, as we just said, is March 5th. March 27th will be the LSU Pro Day. The Coaches Clinic will be from 4th till 6th. And April 13th will be the spring game. And this year, I plan on attending. I wasn't able to go last year because, well, we had a PHL get-together scheduled that same day in Shreveport. So there you go. Dominic, it's all good to see you. It's good to see you, man. No worries. You're right on time. There we go. Tyler wants to remind everyone that our next PHL get-together will be February 17th, okay? At the Arklatex Memorabilia Card Show in Bossier City. It's a free event. You can come hang out with me. You can come sit in my booth, and you'll get to meet all four of these players. Ahmad Bro, Tylen Singleton, Xavier Debo-Atkins, and, of course, Gabriel Relaford. They are not guaranteed to be there all day, but they will be there for quite a bit. The earlier you get there, the better. So I better see you there at 10 a.m., but I will be there pretty much all the way up until 5 p.m. I might leave a little bit earlier so I can get back home to my lovely wife and doggo. But please come up and come say hi. We'll be giving out all kinds of stuff at the show. So we will see you there. Okay. We say hi to Tony watching on Facebook, checking in from the 251. There you go. Welcome. Let's see. Cole is in here. Todd is in here. TJ is in here with Louisiana Controls. Good to see you. Nikki, I love you. That's all I got to say. You've been a big supporter of mine. I really appreciate you. And I need to get you a lion shirt like this, a golden lion shirt. There we go. But yeah, this is one thing I want everyone to know. All right. Terry Bussey, it would be nice to get him. It would be nice to get him. I just want to hammer home what we talked about on Sunday. And if you did not see the show on Sunday, I told you that this week in particular is about to get really juicy in college athletics. So I was on AYS a little bit earlier tonight. Obviously, I'm on there every week. And I'm normally on there on Mondays. I have a busy college basketball schedule. I'm a play-by-play college basketball announcer, so on and so on. And I appreciate those that tuned in to our basketball game last night. We only got two more that I have to call, and I might be calling a few more. So if you need a play-by-play college basketball announcer, hit me up. I got a plenty full resume in that. And the game will be called unlike anything you've ever heard before, okay? And I can call the game by myself, too. That's what I do already. This is the topic that Blake really wanted to talk about was this Tennessee and Florida case, okay? And we touched on it briefly then, and I'll touch on it briefly now. It's not something that I've read up on, and it's not something that I'm going to pretend to be an expert on, but I would tell you that it is interesting that Tennessee and Florida are getting singled out for something that a lot of people felt at the time was rule breaking. And it's not really a shock that this is where it is now. What I would tell you, though, is it really has felt in this past week or so that the SEC and Big Ten are ready to break away from the NCAA. They are ready to break away because they want to make more money. They want to make the absolute most possible top dollar possible for their institutions, right? And that's just society, right? We're in a capitalistic society, and we're going to bleed every bloody cent out of every last thing that we have, even if it means a detriment of the entire system as a whole. So, look, that's where we are heading. I'm just going to tell you this, and it's just coming from someone that has worked in different facets of the entertainment industry. The college sports industry is still the absolute most fascinating thing I have ever seen in any other form of entertainment, right? You think of going to a concert, right? You pay money to go to a concert. The money from that ticket goes obviously to the vendor that set up the concert, it goes to the venue, but the artist gets something out of it. The artist gets something out of it, a direct compensation for it. Okay. It is like that in almost every industry. Now, I understand college football players, they get a good education and now they can make NIL and all of that. But the fact that that has not been the case for so long, and this became the second biggest sport that we have in America when it comes to TV ratings, is absolutely crazy. And by the way, the second highest ranked sport that we have in America subsidizes all these other sports that we have. Okay. That and one random NCAA basketball tournament in March. Okay. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about, right? Could you imagine if you went to freaking Taylor Swift or Jay-Z and said, look, the money that you're making, we're actually going to give it for Joe Schmo indie band in Austin, Texas, so they can pay rent. Would they do it? Maybe they would. Maybe they wouldn't. Okay. It is a crazy concept. Wild. All right. So understand that all that you know about college sports could change in an instant. Okay. It is an insane idea. So I say all of this because the model that the SEC and Big Ten probably want away from the NCAA is a pro model that more aligns with how normal entertainment entities actually work. Okay. And that's what made college sports so special is you had all these other sports. I love college football way more than I love all the other college sports. But guess what? We still got Angel Reese and we still got all these other great sports stories. I like watching college lacrosse on Memorial Day. I like all of that. I do. I love every last bit of college sports, and I don't want that to go. And well, I'm just here to tell you that we could be heading in that direction. So be ready for it. We say hi to our first super chatter. It is Simper, a proud supporter of PHL. Thank you so much, Simper. We got to hop on a call pretty soon. I want to catch up on your life. And Simper, you get to pick the first topic from a super chatter tonight. And tonight, we're going big. Pulled out my last Brian Thomas Jr. silver refractor card. First $20 super chatter will get this Brian Thomas Jr. refractor card. And guess what? First $50 super chatter, as we always do, we're going to give out a Jaden Daniels. Well, I say always. We're about to run out of these. 8x11 print. $50 super chat. It goes a long way. Thank you so much. If I can make, I don't know, $100, that's what I normally average per night. It goes a long way. Helps you pay my rent. Simper, any topic you want to talk about, we'll go straight to it. Now, next thing, okay? I want to talk a little bit about the LSU brand, okay? It matters. It matters so much. And I think it uniquely, okay, there we go. Congrats. Simper is a BTJ card winner. We'll send you that, my man, in the mail. And I'll tell you this, if I find a Malik Neighbors, I know you're a Lafayette guy. I think I just gave out my last Malik Neighbors card. If I find that, I'll send you that one instead because I know you're Lafayette over everything. But if I don't, I'll send you this BTJ. How about that? Okay. Let me say this about the LSU brand. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, like how big it is. And you know, I was able to catch a little bit of gymnastics this weekend, and you've seen what Livy Dunn's been able to do. You see what LSU baseball's been able to do. They're gearing up their last few scrimmages before the actual season will be happening this week. I want to bring up the LSU brand when it comes to basketball, though, right? So LSU women's basketball is the it thing right now. It has the potential to be bigger than UConn ever was and all of that. You guys know that. Okay, that's not bias speaking. It's just the truth. But LSU men's basketball is not really a brand outside of certain individuals, right? Shaquille O'Neal, Bob Pettit, Pistol Pete Maravich, 3 NBA 50 all-time greatest players. Obviously, they are beast, okay? But LSU basketball has a chance to do something really special, okay? I think Matt McMahon has shown me enough for him to get another season at LSU. I understand it's not been special. I understand he just signed his contract just a few years ago. We are not a great team. We're probably not an NCAA tournament level team. But earlier this year, I thought this team was just going to be bad. Okay. I was at the game versus Nicholls State. That was the only game I attended this year. And that shattered me. That shattered me. I didn't know if I could recover from that. Okay. But here we are, getting ready to go up against Rick Barnes, a legendary coach. I got to be real. I think Matt McMahon has done enough. I really do think so. No matter what happens, look, you'll be on the road in Knoxville, 6 p.m. tip-off. We'll see what happens. What I will say about tomorrow, though, okay, because that game tips off at 6, we probably won't go live at 6 tomorrow. We'll probably just go live after the Terry Bussey announcement, because I really do personally want to sit down and watch the LSU men's basketball team. I've missed a few games because of live streams and because of my own basketball schedule. This will be one of the few games I'll get to sit down and watch in full. And I really want to see this team go up against one of the best coaches in the modern era. So for scheduling reasons, we'll see what happens. All right. To tomorrow, but we'll just go live after the Terry Bussey announcement. How about that? Okay. Besides you, LA Mom, welcome. Good to see you. She works late. Tony the Tiger, what's up? And Jared, you get to pick the next topic. Go right on ahead. And yeah, I really appreciate all your support. I really do. Let's go to something else. Okay. I do think Jalen Cook, Jordan Wright, I think they'll be able to get it done. Okay. Let's see. Did you miss the Bussey part of the stream? We'll get back to Terry Bussey. Elisa says, Carter, I have to know, why did you post those naked pictures of you on Instagram? Yes, I was. Me and Drake just leaking everything today. I was not naked in that photo, because if I was, I wouldn't have an Instagram account anymore. So I actually am losing weight. So I'm starting a weight loss challenge. I am the chubbiest I've ever been. And I am posting public pictures like that to hold myself accountable. I'm very body positive. If you want to show off your body, show off your body. Okay. I did, because I'm trying to lose weight. And I am heading in the right direction. These first 2 days have been tough on the diet. But here's a good thing, Elisa, is I understand it is tough for you as a lady to keep your eyes off this sexy body. All right. I get it. I understand. But number one, you can't have it. And number two, my body, my choice. I'm posting on IG. I'm showing off these abs, or abs that will turn into abs. So there you go. Now, This was something that was brought up by LA Mom in the Discord. Okay. And I'll talk about it here because I don't like dancing on the graves of coaches. All right. When Matt House was fired, I had a lot of you sending me my initial Matt House deep dive breakdown. Okay. I wasn't wanting to be right about him. Okay. When I am ever critical about LSU football in any shape, form, or fashion, it's not because I want it to happen. Okay. So when Matt House was fired, I believe that was a move Brian Kelly had to make. He's a talented coach. He's with the Jaguars now, and I think he's going to be successful. We get to John Jancic. Okay. John Jancic got a raw deal this year. Raw deal. Okay. It was not the fault of Brian Kelly that this happened. So John Jancic was an analyst. He was an analyst with the national championship Georgia Bulldogs. He had been a defensive coordinator with the Tennessee Volunteers. He gets promoted this offseason. John Jancic becomes an on-field coach. His job was to coach special teams and the jack linebacker. Then the situation happened with Jimmy Lindsey, and he took over as a defensive line coach, and we were quite frankly terrible. This very well could have been the worst defensive line we've ever had at LSU. It's not the least talented one, though, far from it. But this was the worst we had ever played in the trenches at LSU. Now, there are other lines that you can argue, but we were just not good there. And John Jancic took a lot of the blame for that when it shouldn't have been him coaching that position from the get-go. He is a very talented coach. Our special teams did improve, even though he was just a special teams coach in name only. Bob Diaco was helping out with special teams. It was a collaborative effort. If you want to go back to see how it really works, Slade Roy's been on the channel a few times, and he could tell you how the communication actually worked. The truth, though, is, and I always say this about all field assistants, this is a life. This is the life, okay? You bounce around a lot. And I know that sucks when you're in your 40s and in your 50s, but that's just how it works. And I hate it for John Jancic because he had a relationship with Harold Perkins. He had a relationship with a lot of good people on staff. He's obviously a very talented guy. He has national championship rings. But we'll see where it goes. We'll see where he goes next. And I wish him nothing but the best. Okay. Nicholas wants a Terry Bussey prediction. First thing I'd say, Nicholas, thank you so much for following us on Twitter. Please retweet this because I'm answering your question, Nicholas. Even though we led with this, please retweet this, okay? Or at least follow me on Twitter. And you might already. I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to see. All right? I'm going to say LSU just because if it's a tie, I'm going to lean LSU. All right? I have not heard anything on the Terry Bussey front. Now, I am an admitted person when it comes to breaking recruiting news in particular. Okay? If I have information, sometimes I share it, sometimes I don't. I was live when the Blake Baker stuff was happening and it became a thing. Okay? But I'll tell you this. I have heard that it is so neck and neck tight. There are a lot of things that make his recruitment very interesting. Okay? God, it sucks, first thing, that he is the only high-profile recruit basically announcing tomorrow. Everyone else is signed and committed, and you kind of know what they're going to do, okay? Now, of course, there's recruits that are backing out of NLIs, which is a different discussion for a different day, but we have a good idea what's going to happen, okay? Man, I think, and look, I don't know what's being referenced here in the chat. Respect body. Yeah, I don't know what you guys are referring to, but yeah, 9 a.m. Central. We're gonna be live in the morning. Okay. But the truth here is it's impossible to know what he's going to do. And it's also important to know that you have so many different things at play here, right? You're the last recruit. You're also a guy that's going to play both ways, potentially. You don't know for sure if you're going to play offense. You don't know for sure if you're going to play defense. Okay. You don't know for sure if you're going to play slot receiver, outside receiver. You're not sure if you're going to play corner, safety, nickel. He can do a little bit of everything. What I can tell you, though, is he is going to be very good no matter where he goes. He's a sub 11 100-meter guy. I actually sat down and watched a full game of his today. And one thing that was very interesting is how many plays he had to play during the course of a game. He had to play every single play. And they even put him on kickoff team. I just think the world of him. I do think he's a very, very, very good player. He kind of feels like a somewhat different version of Harold Perkins, right? Who is also kind of an athlete who was known for offense, but also played defense and ended up on defense, right? And he makes these Harold Perkins types of plays that really stand out. And I think, one big difference is I do feel that the level of competition was a little lower for Terry Bussey. He played at a lower level of Texas, but it's still Texas high school football. So I think we're gonna get him. I'm just gonna be honest. Okay. I don't know, but I'm just putting out the positive vibes. Okay. Kevin, someone I've talked to quite a bit. 9 a.m. Central Time. It's going down. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, he's made a few. If you go to Patreon right now, you could see this. Okay, the play that I have singled out by Terry Bussey, which is the best play I have seen any single high school recruit in the class of 2024 make. You can see it right now, patreon.com/LSU football. I had to dig deep because the play didn't count. Okay, that's how hard I get into it, man. I'm watching as much highlights as I possibly can. Okay. PowerHourLSU.com/shop. Okay. Please get there, get some merch. PowerHourLSU.com/shop. Got a tumbler for 30, t-shirts, mugs, sweaters, hoodies, all the fixings. PowerHourLSU.com/shop. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Here's a question I got via email. All right. It says, Carter, I do not have Venmo or any of the things, but can you answer this for me? And can I send you something in lieu of that? This is from Michael. Appreciate that. We got a ton of Michaels that watch. And he said, Carter, I would love your opinion on the Super Bowl. So I do have, for those who want to send me stuff, it's fine as well. Email me, powerhourlsu@gmail.com. My P.O. box has changed. So there you go. My Super Bowl opinion. Let's see. Let's check in on a Terry Bussey question. And 66% of you have basically said LSU is going to win for Terry Bussey's services. Okay. Let's see. This is for you, Michael. All right. Who wins the Super Bowl? Yeah, Terry Malone was also gone. McDowell. A little bit different, though, for Jansen because he was an on-field guy. But yes, you are right. Terry Bussey has never decommitted from Texas A&M. Does that make you a little bit more concerned? Maybe it does. Maybe it does. Okay, Michael, I'll give you my Super Bowl prediction. My Super Bowl prediction will be that Usher is going to kill the halftime show. God, I just don't even know how many hits he's going to put in there. Nothing will ever beat Rihanna to me. Rihanna's my favorite, like, A-list pop artist. I know a lot of you are going to say, well, what about Prince and Purple Rain and Dr. Dre and so on and so on. But outside of Usher doing really well during the halftime show, I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. I just think it's crazy that in the year 2024, you could still get Patrick Mahomes as an underdog in a big game. Okay. So let's go Chiefs +2. All right. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's go. How about them Chiefs? All right. I'll tell you this as well. Patrick Mahomes. I posted his picture on Instagram today because he is like me. He is chubby. Now I'm chubbier, but Patrick Mahomes is chubby. Okay. I love that. Shout out to all my fellow chunky people. Okay. Now he's a little bit more built than me, obviously. Patrick Mahomes better win this Super Bowl because after this year, sure, Joe Frederick Theodore Burrow will not be losing another Super Bowl. After this year, he will have a clean bill of health until now, till the end of time. Patrick Mahomes better enjoy this because Joe and Jamar are coming for it all. And if it's not Joe and Jamar, it's going to be whichever team Jaden goes to. Oh, man. Let's go. Everybody, welcome to the channel. TJ been calm. Welcome, TJ. Good to see you. He believes the Chiefs will win. Okay? Tell him, Lance, Joey B is coming for the whole damn thing. He's coming for the whole damn thing next year. Watch out. Okay? Now, good news for each and every one of you. You can sign up for Underdog Fantasy and take advantage of all the big game plays with Underdog. You just got to use my promo code Carter. You see that big circle? Check it out. Higher lowers. We do have someone that's been winning quite a bit lately, and his name is Jared. I think Jared's won like $300 on Underdog recently, just on little $5, $10, $15 plays. Get to it. Underdog Fantasy, underdogfantasy.com. Promo code Carter. Here's a question for Chance. Has Joe Burrow ever spoke about JD5 winning the Heisman? Here's the thing. What's up, James? Is Joe rarely speaks. Okay. Like, if he tweets something out, he'll be like, where are the aliens or something like that. I will tell you this. Joe, I was very lucky to spend some time with him this past summer. All right. And it was 10, 15 minutes. Okay. He is a very laid back kind of guy. I understand he has a big chain and he's got all the bling and everything. And he's Joe GQ and all that stuff. But, he's not a man of many words, right? He's a reserved guy. So he don't really talk about a whole lot of like societal or just things in general. He did do a Jaden Daniels hype piece, and I thought that was really cool. So, yeah, I don't think he has said anything after the fact, but I think he's really excited that Jaden did win it. Okay. All right. JD said Joe messaged him privately. So there you go. If you're right, tickets will be sold. The Swifties. Yeah, I think, man, Taylor Swift. I don't know about her winning Album of the Year for the 4th time. Okay. That girl is a freaking goat. All right. She's not my goat, but 4-time Album of the Year? Come on now. Okay. She's great. I'm not going to. She's got some bangers. In Game is an absolute banger. Very underrated. But 4 times? 4 times? That's tough. That's tough. Okay. And here's the thing. I don't think she's a bad person. I don't. I just, I think a lot of the hate is just hate, right? Some of it is misogyny. Some of it is people just hating her. Some people just hating what she's, the little bit in the NFL and all that stuff. But I think she really enjoys making music. And yeah, it wasn't even the biggest thing from that night, though. Luke Combs. Shout out Luke Combs. Luke Combs was the only person to pick LSU to beat Mississippi State on game day. Not this last year, but the year before. Long neck, ice cold beer never broke my heart. The way he looked at Tracy Chapman when they were singing that song was golden. It was golden. Okay. So that was the biggest point of the night. Luke Combs, man, he's always been that dude. And before we move on from music, we'll get back into football. All right. I do want to shout out friend of the channel, Lainey Wilson. Okay. She won big at the Grammys this past weekend. She won Entertainer of the Year. She won the Country Artist Award this past weekend. I think that was it. Shout out to Louisiana's own Lainey Wilson. Okay. I don't have the photo of Lainey and I pulled up, but she's awesome. She really is like cool. At my old job, I used to talk to her way more, but now I don't, obviously. Pooh Bear, what's good, man? But yeah, this became a Grammys chat. If it was my call, Bussey and Ludacris would win a Grammy every year. T-Pain would have won a Grammy every year. Blink-182 would win a Grammy every year. But that's me. I listen to EDM, so there you go. And well, I'm not going to say this. I'm going to put the cart before the horse. We'll say that for next week. Okay. Donnie, welcome to the channel. Good to see you. What is that? Chris Chelios and I don't know. That's Caleb Williams right there. Bussey is better than Travis. Travis who? Bussey's better than Travis Scott. Side of Pooh Bear. There you go. Yeah, I think that's unbalanced. Beyonce having no album wins and Taylor has 4, but doesn't Beyonce have the Grammy record? Okay. Besides it, Danny Girl. What's up, Danny Girl? Good to see you. Lots of you creeping in here. So there you go. All right. Dua Lipa is indeed attractive. Levitating, great song. Now, back to LSU football. one final thing. Okay. It's going to be really hard. Okay. For CJ Daniels to not play a lot next year. Okay. It's going to be very, very, very hard. The experience he has, there's the age factor. He is he's got all the production. Okay. It's going to be a step up in competition. He's going to be asked to do more things. There were some things that popped up. We've already done a full film study on him on Power Hour LSU, and you can see it for yourself. I'm hearing good things, though. I am, and I think LSU feels pretty confident that he's going to play a lot. So the question is going to be, if him and Kyron are there, who's going to be the number 3? Okay. Is it Xavier Thomas? Or are you looking at an LSU wide receiver room that is all transfers? I think it's going to be a battle between him and Chris Hilton. So I just wanted to include that. I'm hearing some good things from CJ. That's not really a shock. He is by far the highest ranked transfer that they brought in. So there you go. Now, because we are going live so daggum early tomorrow, I'm going to open it up to you. All right. In the next 5 to 10 minutes, I'm going to answer as many questions as we possibly can. But if you super chat, we'll keep it going. I do want to include this disclaimer. All right. I will not have a pre-recorded film study Terry Bussey video ready to go for tomorrow because I don't know where he's going. So normally if I'm releasing like a 12 to 15 minute video, I work really hard at it. It takes a few, hours to put together, sometimes a full day. And I don't know where he's going to go. So that video will be produced at a later date because I do it for a lot of players that commit to LSU. Most of them that do commit, I've done it. So whether it's Ethan Callaway or DeCorian Moore, whoever it is, I try to get a pre-recorded film study done. Okay. I just have no idea. So I don't want to really go out there and just cut a full one and he not commit to LSU. So yeah, I'm just going to go live because that's basically all I can do at this point. Let's go to LD88. Does anyone care that Denver Harris is going to UTSA? Shout out to the Fighting Jeff Trailers. I don't care. Okay. I don't care. Look, I'm always going to be a supporter of every single person that wears the LSU uniform. It's really hard to play Division I college football, but there aren't many more destructive players that has ever spent a year at LSU than Denver Harris. He was so bad for this team. Okay. Not only on the field was he not good, off the field, he was a major, major problem. Okay. And I hate that because he had all the talent in the world coming out of high school. And he's not setting on fire. He still has a chance. NFL teams tend to care less about that. If you can play, you can play. They'll take a chance on you. So he still has a chance. Okay. And if he balls out of UTSA, there's going to be an NFL team that says, look, that's behind him. But yeah, I just got to be real, man. It was insane how much destruction he caused. I have no problem with the player failing or a player busting. No problem. go out there, give it your best, and if it doesn't work out, it's Division I college football. It's hard. Not everybody's cut out for it. And there's a lot of different factors that go into you being successful. There might have been injuries that happen and so on and so on. But at the very least, do the right things and be available. Okay? Be available. Okay? As a Bears fan, Donnie asked, as a first-time viewer, and Donnie, I'll ask your question. I'll answer your question here. And this will probably be the last time we talk about the Chicago Bears. Unless you want to talk Matt Forte. I love Matt Forte, even though he went to Tulane. Why should the Bears take Jaden over Caleb? Okay. Well, for one thing, Jaden is not going to give you the same media circus as Caleb Williams is going to give you. Jaden is more of an adult at than Caleb at this point in the season. But Jaden also is year 5, and Caleb is also only year 3. Okay. Jaden's going to give you a lot more with the zone read game. Caleb is not the same runner as Jaden. Obviously, Caleb has a better arm. Caleb has a little bit more guile and creativity when it comes to, extending plays and throwing things down the field. Caleb is probably a little bit better anticipatory as a thrower. But one thing I'll tell you about Jaden Daniels is this past season proved that he can run the offense that you want to run. Okay. Now, the truth is a lot of the LSU offense this season were checks, right? They would have checks where, depending on where the safeties were aligned, they would run certain types of plays, right? Checks or alerts or whatever, right? So if you see, too high, you're going to work the underneath routes. If they're going to give you single high, no matter where it is on the field, we're going to throw the slot fades. Jaden did a really good job of pre-snap recognition and understanding where guys were going to be. And his accuracy was unfreaking believably good. So, yeah, if you were to ask me if I would take Jaden Daniels over Caleb Williams, I'm going to take Jaden Daniels, but that's a lot of bias speaking. Do I think Caleb Williams will be successful in the NFL? I do. Okay. Yeah, JT, not worried about Decorian Moore at this point. I'm just not. Matt Forte, is that the guy from SNL or Tulane? I think Will Forte is on SNL, the famous actor, but Matt Forte caught 100 balls twice as a running back, which is still ridiculous. Okay. So there you go. We'll take a few more here. Once again, if you super chat, we'll keep the party going. Danny Gross says Caleb comes off as entitled. I could see that. Okay. I've never gotten a message like this before, but sure. UPS, I expect some royalties from this. If this actually is UPS trying to get in on my chat, I'm like, cool. I don't know. I mean, we do have over 10,000 subscribers and 3 million views, but so be it. I expect tomorrow UPS signing me to a 6-year, $250,000 a year deal, and I'll wear the UPS brown shirt every show. No questions asked. I've had friends that's worked for UPS. They swear by it. They love the job. I'll be sending $15 to you soon. Cool. Are you going to overnight that to me? I mean, I don't know. How's that work? Is it going to come in a brown box? Here's the thing about the DeCorian Moore thing. You're a rising senior going into this next year, right? So this was the last recruiting class. Take your visits. I know that that's not what you want to hear, but take them. All right. I prefer you take them and know what's out there, and you gazillion percent know you want to be at LSU. Okay. And they're free. They're officials more often than not. And if they're unofficials, so what? Hell, I'd fly to Eugene, Oregon and tour the facilities. You know, I'd go be destroying for a day. What's up, TJ? Let's go. Now, this is why I love TJ. Okay, not only is it a much needed super, but it's more importantly a deep cut. Big tight end guy, with genetics being so important in sports, is JD Lefrere a guy to keep an eye on? He is. All right. So, for those that don't know, JD's dad, successful NFL tight end, and he is committed to LSU, JD, for the class of 2025, which means LSU for the gazillionth year in a row will have a 4-star tight end committed. It's really good stuff. Now, they've had a lot of success from 3-star tight ends, so it's not a prerequisite, right? You had Thaddeus Moss, you had Foster Moreau, and so on and so on. But yeah, you know, I think JD LaFleur will be a very underrated player for the class of 2025. And I think hopefully he'll be able to help right away with Mason Taylor going out the door. Okay. More than likely after this next season, because I think Mason Taylor's going to have a big year. So, you know, with Trey'Dez Green and Kamarion Pimpton, those guys aren't necessarily traditional tight ends, but I think they can be. It's going to be a really good tight end room. It's going to be a really, really, really good tight end room. And if Pimpton and or Green can learn to play with their hand in the dirt, watch out, because we could be running more 12 personnel and all of that. So to another point here from TJ, man, genetics are so important. Okay. If you didn't make it as an athlete, it's more than likely because your parents had sucky genetics. Okay. It's just how it works. Most high-level athletes are the sons of former high-level athletes, the daughters of former high-level athletes. It's insane. It's absolutely insane, right? And it matters so much. Like it really, really, really does. So, yeah, I mean, I wish there was another way to explain a lot of the best athletes on the planet, but it is nuts how many athletes come from. I was going to make a joke, but that's it. I'll say that for a PH after dark. It's crazy. H-Town, that's a good point. I didn't bring up Mac Markway. All things considered, at a solid, true freshman season. I'm glad you pointed him out. Hell yeah, down with the Brown, baby. Well, I'm not going to endorse UPS until I get this $15 delivery. Okay. Jared said, I think I chewed too much lead and stunning Mike Rhodes. Might have happened. You never know. You never know. Okay. We'll do it again. Special thanks to TJ for extending it. If you want to keep it going in the next 5 to 10 minutes, feel free to super chat and we'll get straight to it. Okay. We will probably not post a podcast for you iTunes people in the morning because we are going live so early in the morning. tomorrow. We will not go live tomorrow night. Biscuit, what's up? What's up? Mick, that'd be nice. That'd be nice, but you actually could ship via UPS. I think UPS actually does ship some of my stuff. Let's see. Seen a bunch of Mardi Gras pics. Mardi Gras Mambo. Your dad was 6'6" and you're only 5'11". Dang, Simper. Huh? Both of my parents weren't really that tall. So I've always wondered why I was only 5'7". Y'all see the Joe Burrow hate going around on Twitter? Once again, do not take my Terry Bussey opinion. I'm just checking every last little thing. There's just nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'll put Jared on the live stream tomorrow. Your dad is 5'8" and you're only 6'3"? Jealous. Jared's shortest male in the family. Muggsy Bogues is 5'3". So there you go. All right, y'all. We'll see you in the morning. Big thanks to our top super chatter, Simper, who's getting a BTJ card in the mail. Congrats. TJ coming in hot along with J Red. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I also appreciate all our patrons that are going to be signing up to see the exclusive Terry Bussey film study there. Shout out to Corey Raymond and shout out to LSU football. It is Power Hour LSU. Boom. And tonight we are doing salmon for the diet. And special thanks to our friends at Louisiana Controls, 225-924-4990, baby, for your HVAC commercial needs. Let's go.